Randy Pitchell here with the Valentine Goose Channel, also known as Star Thinker since 1979, incorporated in the state of Illinois. So, I was thinking about talking about my GPS coordinates because nobody's asked me. And it's my channel, in my opinion, and I can do what I want. And I know this is going to open me up. I already got haters. Anytime I mention Yellowstone National Park, this one person will post nasty things and I got to delete them and stuff. So hopefully you guys never see those. I don't know why. Why do people hate? I mean, if you don't like my opinion that it's in Yellowstone National Park, don't watch the video. Tell you right now, don't watch the video. Um, because I believe it was there. All the clues fit, everything fits. And then what I'm about to show you fits. And it doesn't fit 100%, but then nothing in the poem was 100%. So I don't feel bad about that. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the numbers and we'll go from there. So here we go with this is my presentation. Okay, here's my presentation. Take two. I just did this, but I had my window up here and it was like blocking all the GPSs I was putting in as demonstrations. And I didn't realize that. So I'm going to put this back down here. And now you can see all the GPS locations. And I'm going to start with Forrest Fenn's poem. Now, Forrest Fenn's poem starts as I have gone alone in there with my treasures, but like keep my triggers her and begin to work as you understand. Um, if you look at Yellowstone on this map, Yellowstone is right here, point right there. It's funny because my cursor looks different on one screen to the other. Anyway, there's Yellowstone National Park in purple because it's a National Park Service. And the line cuts right through the T, leaving one. I don't know why that one is there. I believe there's a reason. I believe he purposely put that there for some reason, but I haven't figured it out yet. So it cuts through Yellowstone and then it cuts right through the middle of the poem. It cuts right through Greek, found, quest, marvel, must, just through all the important words. So anyway, if you put in, oh, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. It must have been this one here I did. If you put in, let's do this. I had this prepared, but like I said, this is take two. 44, 26, 110, 42.2. And where does that put you? Oh, right there in DeLacy Creek. So that's DeLacy Creek, and it does say Dry Creek right there. Um, this is where Turd Source put it. Now I had questions on this because I'm not sure where they were actually looking because there's this clearing right here. And if you do 42.2, you get the clearing. You get the left side, the west side. And if you do 42 minutes, 2 seconds, it puts you on the other side. So I never did find out what side they were on, whether they use 42 minutes, 2 seconds, or whether they use 42.2 minutes. But as you can see, that's Turd Source. That's where they went. That seems to be a great spot to me, but I don't think it makes sense in the event of Forrest Fenn's life. So, what do you do about it? Oh. Well, let's go back to that 12. And I'm going to add 12 to the minutes on both sides. And this is what you come up with. 44 degrees, 38 minutes, and now there's 30 seconds in there. But like I said, this is not 100% accurate. I believe Forrest did this on a paper map. And if you do this on a paper map, I mean, even the thickness of a pen is going to put you off a few seconds. So that's why I left that 30 seconds in there. But the 110, 52 is 12 minus 2. Now, why did I minus 2? Oh, man, you're fudging the numbers. No, let's take a look here. Begin at where warm waters halt. That's where the instructions start. There you get your 4, your 2, and 6. So you're 44, 26, and here's your 110, 4, 110, 4, and 2. But this 2 is like isolated. So, and since it's part of gone and alone, I took that as subtraction. And I'm going to go do it the other way in a minute here. So I took that as subtraction. So if you take 2 from 40, um, you're going to get 40 plus 12 is 52. So bam, 52 puts you right there in the middle of where warm waters halt. And let's do it the other way. Let's add 12, but add the 2 instead of subtracting the 2. Oh, look where that puts you. That's like where the treasure chest was. I know people were looking at these two creeks, but I believe the home of Brown was like right in here somewhere. And when you put in below, you're downstream. And I just think this fits better. I don't know. It could just be off a few seconds again. But let me show you something else. I'm going to measure the distance from there to the road. And look at that, 400 feet. So being on the road could still be your 500 footer. And look where 200 feet is at, right on the other shore. So if you cross the river and you just stand on the shore, you're a 200 footer. Wow. How can that be a coincidence? And my headphones just told me that they're going to die. So let me go through this really quick again. Original, adding 12, but taking away 2 puts you at warm waters halt. Adding 12 and adding 2 puts you where the treasure chest is. Wow, is that not a coincidence? And I know, like, I lived on Madison Avenue while all this was going down. So is my living on Madison Avenue a coincidence? Sure, but it's totally unrelated, unregulated, blah blah. So how can that be? How can you take something that's in the poem, modify it by something that's shown on the picture of the poem, and it takes you to those two spots? I don't know how you can ignore that. I really don't. You can ignore it if you want. You can say fudge the numbers. I only fudged the seconds a little bit because, like I said, I believe he did this on a paper map and not Google Maps. Um, so wow, I can't write this off. In a poem about where warm waters halt and 9 Mile Hole, you get where warm waters halt and 9 Mile Hole by taking the numbers out. Um, so yeah, that's just too much for me to believe it's a coincidence. And I'm going to go back to my other display. Anything else I want to say about this? Um, again, boom, or boom, or boom. Boom, I mean, it's right there where warm waters halt. And boom, it's right there next to where a lot of people believe it to be. So anyway, I'm going to go back to regular mode now. I believe there was a cat behind my head, and now it's at my feet. So that was the GPS coordinate, the how I see it. And when I first saw the GPS coordinate, the one thing that got me was there was a set of rules. Because, like I told the story before, I was driving into work when the show was on, that they were going over the GPS coordinates, and all I heard was the instructions: do this and pull out these numbers. So when I got to my desk at work, they were already well beyond that. So I pulled up the poem, I did what they said, and I got the same numbers I got. I mean, that to me is good coding. When you're doing a code, when you're doing a some steganography, and when you're hiding stuff in plain sight, you need just one set of rules that everybody can follow and get the same results. And I followed the rules. I didn't hear what it was supposed to be, but I followed the rules and I got a set of numbers and I went back into video and I got the same numbers. So to me, that's a good code. That's legit. Um, the other thing is, um, when I manipulated the GPS the way I'm going to show you, or the way I showed you, I got where warm waters halt. I got the place where the chest is believed to be, 9 Mile Hole. Um, wow. I mean, I can see one or the other, or I don't know. It's too much. It's too much to be more than a coincidence. You do it one way, you get where warm waters halt. You get the start of the poem. You do it the other way, and you end up at the place where people believe the chest was hidden. So, yeah. So third source might not have been correct, and I'm certainly might not be correct. But geez, how do you justify that these numbers do this so simply and put you in those spots? And I don't know. That's to me, that's more than a coincidence. Like I said, I lived on Madison Avenue when this whole thing was going down, and do I think that's a clue? No, because Forrest Fenn doesn't know me. He doesn't know where I live. Um, so he wouldn't have included me. If he said in his poem, look where Randy Pishel lives, and you looked and it was Madison Avenue, yeah, you might consider that something, but he didn't. I'm totally unrelated to everything. So it's, that's it. And, if you don't agree with it, fine, you can say I don't agree with it. Don't get nasty. I'm going to delete all the nasty comments because I get tired of those. And if you want to say you're a bastard, I don't see why you watched this video in the first place. If you want to say this is the stupidest thing I've ever saw, um, I don't know, that's borderline. But anyway, it's there. It's there. You can get the poem. You can do this yourself. And like I said, the seconds are a little bit off, but nothing in the poem is right smack dab on. Um, and I think he intentionally left the seconds off to be kind of vague about it. Um, and again, if you're using a map, the map isn't going to be as precise or as accurate as Google Maps. So I tried to do this with the minutes or with the seconds left off, and yeah, it doesn't quite work that way. Um, oh, and there's the cat behind me again. And the last time the cat did this, he pulled the curtain down. So, and that is my cat called Mike. And no, that's just another coincidence. Oh, look, he's trying to get up in the window. Oh, there must be a cat outside. But he's got his own perch that goes up to the window, so I don't know what he's. Oh, something's coming down. Michael. Yep, he just knocked my alarm clock down. Anyway, let's forget the cat if we can, if he doesn't pull the curtains down on my head. Anyway, that's my GPS solve. That's all I'm going to talk about today. Go ahead, leave a comment, but be civil, be nice. I am going to watch this one closer than the other ones. I get tired of people coming on and saying, "Oh, you're a bastard," and I'm like, "Fine," but I'm going to delete that comment, and it's irrelevant. So take care. That was it. Feel free to use this. Feel free to copy this. Feel free to spread this all over the internet and the forums and the blah, blah, blahs. And I will see you guys later.